But let's jump to the next bit of controversy, guys. And hey, talking about rappers, talking about Usher, yeah. How about T.I. and Tiny? I don't know much about Tiny, his wife, I guess, her name. But yeah, they have a show together. I think it's called T.I. and Tiny. I think it's pretty successful because I think they've had a couple of seasons. They've been on air for a while. And this guy, you probably recognize, guys, from the Ant-Man movies. So he's kind of just like a side character. And when I when I announced this news, no one even knew that he was part of the movies. He was such like
really?
a small, yeah. No one really even knew. I think. I mean, people barely knew that Michael Pena was in the movie.
Wow.
Yeah,
That surprises me. Okay, T.I. I could sort of understand, but Michael Pena having the whole like, so guys, let me tell you about this, and then this happened, and this happened, like
yeah.
those are the most memorable points of the movie. So
I
that's
feel like,
interesting.
yeah. No, I agree. I feel like people regard Ant-Man in the lower tier of the Marvel movies, and I really hate
Yeah.
that. Like they just,
Mhm.
oh, they're just filler movies. It's like no, like it gets me a little frustrated. Like go back and watch them, and then like they realize when he's like in was it Endgame, I believe, that he becomes so integral to the plot and stuff like that, and it's like, well, hey, you should have took a chance on this guy. But anyways, guys, rapper Ti and his wife Tiny, it just came out that they're accused of drugging and assaulting women. And this is crazy, guys, because I mean, I know he's a rapper, but we know that rappers, say some crazy stuff in their raps, but I guess this guy really lives it. And this is a rapper that I grew up on. I don't know if you remember any of his like older songs that you could have the time of your life.
Yeah.
Then all that.
That came out my first week of high school.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. But yeah, he's had a lot of hits. He's done really successful for being a rapper. Some in some movies. I think he was like in that Roll Bounce movie with ATL. Did you ever see ATL?
No, but I remember he was in a movie called Takers with Paul Walker and Chris Brown.
Oh, I never
Remember
saw
that?
that. Chris Brown. Oh my.
I mean, at the time, I loved that movie back in the day. I watched it
Really?
last year. I'm like, oh, this is garbage.
I've never seen it. I've really never seen it. I have to take a chance and watch it one of these days. But I didn't know
It's an
Chris Brown was in
enjoyable
that.
watch, but it's bad.
Oh gosh, Paul Walker, man. You know what? And I love that everybody embraced like Paul Walker for being the Fast and the Furious like face of at the time of the franchise. But I didn't want to be the guy that's like shitting on his funeral and saying, you know what, guys, he didn't. To me, he wasn't that great of an actor, and he had some pretty bad movies. I
Yeah.
don't know if you thought the same. I really didn't enjoy. Like I thought his movies were really mediocre.
Most rappers' movies are pretty mediocre.
No,
Most.
not him. Paul Walker.
Oh, Paul Walker, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'd say so too. Like he doesn't have range. He's a good-looking, sort of charismatic guy.
Yeah.
That's lightly, but yeah, I mean, he is Mr. Fast and Furious. That's who he is.
Yeah, that was his bread and butter, and
Mhm.
ironically he went out in a car crash, man. It sucks. But
That sucks.
yeah. So rapper T.I. guys and his wife Tiny Harris, is that her legal name? Tiny Harris, have been accused of drugging and sexually assaulting multiple people, according to a lawyer who is now calling for criminal investigations into the allegations. The alleged incidents took place in several states between 2005 and 2018. Dude, what a time span that this is all taking place. Like, it's crazy that it's barely coming to a light. So attorney Tyrone Blackburn sent letters to the attorneys general in California and Georgia urging them to investigate claims from 10 women and one man who alleged that the rapper, his wife, and their associates engaged in acts including forced drugging, kidnapping, rape, and intimidation. Jesus Christ. I mean, what do you think of all this, man?
Well, I remember I think it was back in the day. I don't know when this was, but didn't T.I. get caught with just like a truck full of guns?
Guns?
Yeah.
You know what? I think he might be the rapper I'm thinking of that he had a feud against another rapper and like they actually had like a shootout in the streets. Like it was like real. It was like a scene from Heat, apparently.
Wow.
And I was like, holy shit, this guy's really like a gangster. I could have sworn it was him, but it might have been someone else. But a lot of these guys, and this is the thing too. I've told people this many, many times. It's no surprise when rappers get busted with all this stuff because managers or A&R, whoever, they want these guys. So they snatch them up from this street life that they're accustomed to. And they're usually selling drugs. They're usually involved with a lot of gun stuff because they rap about it in their rhymes, whatever. And Georgia, no, sorry, not Georgia. What's the show with Donald Glover? Atlanta.
Oh,
Atlanta.
okay.
That's what I'm thinking of. I saw a few episodes, but they do a really good job of portraying someone that's trying to make it from a street level to like a rap level. So sometimes when you do that, they keep this mindset, and it's like, hey, I'm not condoning any of this stuff whatsoever, but I'm saying that the criminal activity, it usually doesn't leave them. And for the very few, they're very, very lucky to just kind of leave that behind and just stick with the Hollywood side of it and just say, hey, I'm going to go clean legit. I'm not going to be involved with any of this shit. But it seems like him and his wife, and you don't really see that too often. I mean, it's unless you're talking about like El Chapo and his wife, like doing criminal shit. Like you don't really see this Bonnie and Clyde thing going on. And I mean, unless I'm mistaken, I don't know, but
I mean, like, I know that there's some women out there who kind of like their husbands to get involved with like other women and things. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that's getting more and more popular now. I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, like, at least all the women that I've known in my life are, like, how dare that other woman look at you? But anyways,
yeah, they don't. So you're telling me if a woman that you passionately loved, if she was like, hey, I need you to go rob this liquor store for me, here's a gun right here, you wouldn't do it?
No.
I'm kidding.
Sorry, babe. Love is not as unconditional as you might think. No, but it is kind of strange to see a husband and wife team in sexual assault allegations.
Yeah.
You'd think, like, just based on narratives and based on past like Hollywood scandals, that it's mostly like the husband going behind the wife's back, things like that. So that is a bit strange. And yeah, like you said, when you get people who are in that sort of lifestyle going into, the riches and the fame and of that kind of lifestyle, like it's the surroundings that have changed, not the inner workings of their character.
Yeah.
Right. So if you get a guy who's lived on the streets, who's had to fight, to survive, and now, like, if maybe they have a huge ego, and you give him sports cars, money, booze, record deals, women are throwing themselves at you, like, it's not, you suddenly don't get a conscience, right? It doesn't work that way. Just because your surroundings change doesn't mean that you change.
Exactly.
It affects you, but it change happens inward. Like, your reality is based on your perception.
Yeah.
Reality doesn't change you. You change it. Yeah. So, like, yeah, it's bad to say that it doesn't surprise me that, like, a rapper who raps about these things is now caught in these allegations. But it's crazy how he gets caught with all these guns and everything. And now, like, I remember it was like the top 100 like craziest moments in music history, and that was on it. And then he was talking about, how he's now going to all these schools, inner city schools, and talking about guns and drugs and how it's not cool. But apparently drugging women and sexually assaulting them, and wasn't it a guy as well? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, a guy was part of it as well. So yeah, it's terrible stuff. I mean, the chat is saying all the same thing. Luke is saying, "Oh no, my favorite MCU character." Everybody's saying this is twisted and terrible. It is terrible. I will say that, especially since the span lasted so long, 2005, 2018. It also says these women are unaware of each other, and without any leading on my part, they recount eerily similar. So when you get women from all over the country coming out and they have similar stories and they don't know each other, that just kind of proves the accusations even more. It's like, oh shit, man, like this really possibly did happen. I'm not saying, that's why I put accused, guys, because this is just kind of breaking as far as, they'll be going to court soon. They recount eerily similar events of sexual abuse, forced ingestion, Jesus, and illegal narcotics, kidnappings, terroristic threats, and false imprisonment, Blackburn said in his letter. So yeah, the long skinny of it, guys, is that MCU dropped him. MCU is saying he's no longer in Ant-Man 3, which is called, I forget the name of it. It's like some wild name though. Quanta something? Quantumania or something?
Quantumania, something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, let me look it up.
But
Ant-Man 3 title.
yeah, so yeah, these people's names are being under wraps and whatnot, and yeah, we time will tell what's going to happen from all this stuff. But this is crazy if it really did happen.
Yeah, and guys, it's not, we didn't find T.I.'s tweets from 2009.
Yeah.
It's not that he has a political opinion that is unpopular in Hollywood. Forced injections of narcotics is a pretty good reason to cancel someone from a movie.
You know what's insane is I've seen this from documentaries and then movies. They always focus on it. Forced ingestion is usually because they're trafficking people.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure you've seen like Rambo was
Last
more recently, Last Blood, where they were injecting these women with heroin or whatever, keeping them drugged up and sex trafficking them. That's pretty common when it comes to shit like that. So if they did that, this is worse than Cosby shit, dude. This is pretty bad. I think. I mean, yeah, that's a trip, man. And once again, it just adds a really sick dynamic that the wife was involved, and they have a family of kids, and they have a reality show where they're supposed to be good parents. That's what's even more like confusing and like very, very just sick.
Reality.
Yeah, reality. We know reality, right?
Yeah, yeah.